Hello, my ghouls, goblins, and creatures of the night. On today's adventure, we are going to do some CC shopping, and we are going to be building Cyrus's new little love nest that may or may not have a dungeon in there, but we aren't going to comment on that. So we are going to start off with some CC shopping, and I personally use CurseForge to manage my CC. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I just happen to like it. For me, it has been the easiest way, number one, to find new CC, and then two, just to organize it. I really like it because it has like an update button, so when things are updated, 9 times out of 10, I just will hit like update all, and then it'll update it for me. The only mods like my Wicked Whims, my Better Builder Buy, and then my MC Command Center are like what I usually have to do outside of CurseForge to update, and that's like perfectly fine because it's like 3, so I can manage that. But everything else is here, and also 9 times out of 10, if something is not working, it will delete it like off of my thing, so I don't usually have too many problems, so I really like it. So I'm just gonna look for some more CC because I want some more like island to like, oh my god, this is so cute. See, I just buy it. If I see something is cute, I just get it. This little, oh my god, look, so cute. Okay, that wasn't what I came here for. I'm gonna go to create a sim. I'm just gonna see like latest update. Let's see what's new. Got some, ooh, I like these tattoos. Okay, these kids looks, I could always use new kids looks. The dress is cute. That's cute. I need more like female clothing. Like I need like a hole in the head. Ooh, look, Hawaiian male clothes. That's what I need. But like I don't care because this like is cute. That's cute. Okay. Maybe I'm gonna go look for, I just want, I don't even know what I want. I'm just gonna look around and see if it'll tell me. I guess I could put like beach. Let's see what we get from that. Bless you to my puppy who sneezed in the background. Okay, some beach paintings. That's cute. That's cute. These are like surfer. Oh my god, a gothic beach set? Say less. You don't need to tell me twice that I need that. A beach collection. What does that look like? I also like it because I can like go in and I can look at like the actual, ooh, are these like pergolas? Yes. Okay, I really do like that because you can come in and like look what actually comes in the collection. So I do like that. Unfortunately, if you like want like one thing from a collection, you're getting the whole thing. So that's kind of like the toss up, but there's honestly worse things. So, oh, I like this. Oh, murals. Let's see. These could be cute. I'm thinking, like I said before, if you hadn't watched yesterday's video, you're not gonna know who I'm talking about, but our boy Cyrus, I think he's gonna move his new wifey to the fairy world, and so I think this would be cute. Okay, these are cute, actually. Who came up with this? I can't say that, but you do good. I got beach umbrellas already. Beach Dreams Nursery. Ooh. And there's never enough baby stuff. Okay, cool. Okay, now I'm gonna type in fairy to see what it gives me. I like those tattoos. Ooh. Fairy core. I bet this is everything. I actually really like these butterflies. Okay. Sold. Fairy tattoos. A fairy crown. What is this? Ooh. Okay, this one doesn't have any. I usually don't like to get mods if they don't have anything in the gallery, and that's usually because they probably look like trash. I don't know. I can't say for sure. There's literally no pictures for me to say, so. Yeah, you see? Well, this one does have pictures. A large functional fairy house that you can live in. It's made as a tent and also a canopy. I'm gonna give it a try because it is kind of cool. And if it doesn't work, I'll just take it out. The one thing I will say, and I don't know if this is like me, if I'm doing it wrong, but like they have like where you can like literally have like houses and stuff, they never work for me. Like I never can get it to download right, and like I don't know what the deal is. Ooh. But these though? For sure. Fairy lights. I do want more fairy lights. I love that there's a lot of stuff for this. I will say, like, to talk about like what I want or like what I kind of see in my head, I see like her becoming like more and more like obsessed with fairies, and like I think like I'm gonna build like an underground dungeon for her to kidnap fairies until like kind of like she is experimenting to become a fairy. And I'm gonna have her kind of like reject her own kids who do not become fairies, who are born as mermaids like she is. And I think that'll just be like the vibe I give her, because I just think it fits like her being a crazy fairy obsessed mermaid. And speaking of mermaids, let's see what we got in there. Probably not a lot. I've looked before for like mermaid things and there wasn't really anything. Mermaid tail. Not as cute as I thought it was at first. Okay, there's not pee in the water. There's not really much in here that I'm like that interested in. This tattoo, hang on. Oh, okay. And maybe I'll make it so like she only has like mermaid kids with him, and so she's gotta like step out on him, and like then that she finally gets like a fairy child from like someone else. Oh, these are cute. And
Oh, that's juicy.
that could be good. I love making everyone like cheat, even though I like absolutely do not condone cheating in like my real life, because I'm like a firm believer if they do it once they're gonna do it again. But like in my Sims, everyone like cheats on each other. This is a cute dress. But yeah, in my Sims, everyone's a hoe, and that's just the vibe. Okay. Ooh. Oh my gosh, like he wants to have mermaid kids and she doesn't, and he decorates one. Okay, yes, that's a good idea. Okay, I think we've got enough CC. Let's go build the house. Okay, so when I was trying to decide where I wanted them to live, I knew that it was going to be in the fairy world, and I wanted something fairly big, and so I chose this like property that already had a lake on it, because I had the original thought that I was going to build the house around the lake that was already in it, because I was like, she's a mermaid, she can swim in it. And I was like, okay, let me remove all of like the brush and everything around it. And so, because let me tell you, my terrain skills, terrible, like absolutely terrible. And so I'm like trying to figure out how I'm building the house, and then it wouldn't let me build over the lake, and I was like very frustrated because I know that you can build over water. And so then I was like, okay, maybe it's not flat. So here, and I'm like I said, terrible with the terrain tools. I wish they were so much easier, but they're like not. Like, I just wanted to build like a little lawn, and like for whatever reason it wouldn't let me do this like last little piece to connect it to the other side, which pissed me off. Like, I am getting so frustrated, you guys. Like, this is sped up, but this took like so much time, like so much time. Like, this video is like not even like a quarter of like the amount of time that I spent on there. And so then I was like, okay, fine, I give up. I'm gonna go search for like a build that's already made, because it's like maybe like I can use that. If I find something that I like, I will just like take the shell and, you know, go along and make the changes that I like want and need. And I just could not find anything that like fit what I really wanted, because I really wanted not a house, like a house surrounded by water, but I wanted a house like covering water. And so then I was like, okay, we're gonna start from scratch. And let me tell you guys, this like gets oh my god, I wasted so much time. Like, I think like the actual house like that I'm building here stays. It's everything else that comes after it that gets changed. It's like absolutely like a mess. I'm like trying to use the basement tool, which again, wish it was easier, because fun fact, this girl is going to have a dungeon so she can conduct her fairy experiments, and that's her business. And I really was like trying to figure out, you know, how I wanted it. I wanted like a unique shape, because I freaking hate like boxes and squares and like the same shape. And so, even though a lot of my builds do take the same shape, because I'm not good at all with what is it called, roofs? Is there like a height? Is roofs? Multiple roofs? Yeah. Okay. I'm not that good with it at all, as you will shortly see here. But I tried my best to make it look like semi-decent, to make it look like unique. Because I really wanted it to be like, I don't know, magical. Like, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know how I wanted it. I just knew that I was just trying my best. And that's all a girl can do, is try her best. And so, you're gonna see me here struggle with the roofs. Which, if anyone has like any tutorials, or honestly, I probably could watch a tutorial, but like any recommendations on how to do roofs better, because I'm like should I think about the roof first when I'm building a house, or should I just build the house that I want and then the roof comes? I don't know. Either way, what I currently do is not the greatest. As you can see, it like looks a little awkward all around. Especially like over here, because I knew that I wanted like an outdoor patio area, and so that's why this has half a roof, because I will be deleting the other side of the roof when I build a patio. And I think I put a wall in here because I needed it in order to separate it. There it is. And I know I wanted like an outdoor area both upstairs and like on the ground level. Just because I think that it just fits like the fairy move. And then I made everything like pointy and curved because again, hate squares. I added a bunch of, what is it, like glass ceilings, because I thought that it just fitted like the fairy mermaid vibe. And then I used the fairy pack for like the roofs, just because I thought it was like, I thought it gave more of a, what is it called, like a foresty like vibe? I don't know. And then I tried to use the trims, didn't really work out, and so I only some of them have it, some of them don't. And then I was trying to figure out what kind of fencing I wanted to use around like the front half of the house. I really wanted to use a lot of the fairy pack just because I love the way that it looks. Like I wanted it to be very naturey. You see, I put like the I always do this in my houses, and like almost all my houses I just put like an outer perimeter, so I like know like that's where my fencing is. And I wanted to have like kind of segmented entrances, and that's why you see like there's like that first kind of part with the entrance, and then we have the stairs afterwards. And I knew that I was gonna have it curved just because again just makes it a little bit more interesting. And I like I thought it was too big, and so I kind of moved it. And then I was like, I need to add columns, and like luckily the columns were nice to me this time. They're not usually that nice to me. If anyone knows, thank you, because columns are, I wish that we could manipulate them more than they are, because it's basically like I'm just gonna go here and that's it. And I want to put like a column in the middle of like whatever, and I want it to be fine. Is that too hard to ask for? And you're honestly gonna see me go all back and forth between things of like working on one thing and moving on to the next. Like, why did I decide to start doing the terrain? I don't know. Maybe it was because I was like, I need to know where my footpath is. Can't tell you what I was thinking at all. And then here comes the hard part of where I wasted like, I want to say maybe 4+ hours trying to make this lagoon work. And that is me doing like actually doing it, making the depth, everything like that, which again, wish it was a little bit easier. Wish I could just be like, go to one depth and then like it all does it all at once, you know? Like, why is it so weird? Like, and like, I don't know. I spent an enormous amount of time doing this, filling it with water, realizing that looks like chiz, hating it, trying to fix it to make it look a little bit smoother because I wanted to look like an actual like kind of beach beneath it. That was like the vibe and the goal. That goal did not happen, as you are about to see. So then, as you can see, I try my best. I'm like still trying to make it work. I start adding like sand around it. I start adding trees and a whole bunch of stuff. Trying to make it look a little bit more natural because you can see it's like so harsh on the lines. Like I wish it looked like a proper beach and like not that it's all like the same level. I started just like adding. I'm telling you, I start filling in everywhere, trying to make this work, trying to fill, because I'm like, if I fill more, then it will look better. It does not. I will let you know that it does not look better. I was delusional, and as you are about to see here shortly, as much as I add, it was all, not that it went to waste, but I do scrap a lot of it. Not so much of like the adding terrain, but definitely like the lagoon, because I do test it out and it does not work. So as I'm filling the space, I'm like, okay, let me stop working on this water because it's stressing me out. Like, I'll start working around it. Like, let me start adding trees. I knew I wanted to have like a kids area and a barbecue area, so you see me start to add that. I'm like, let me use these cute arches. And I added like a little kiddie pool because in my head I'm like, it makes sense to have that by like the big lake where they'll swim. I add the pirate ship because like mermaids, a water slide because like why not? I'm like, I just start filling it in with random stuff. And then I try to add floaties. It really wasn't working for me. Again, taking the L on this lagoon. It only let me like add it like right there at the like where they were supposed to walk in. And I was like, why isn't this working? And again, I keep going back in trying to smooth things out, thinking it will be better. I was wrong. It does not get better. So after some more frustration about the outside, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna work on the inside and start planning this out. I don't know what happened. I like accidentally scrapped the middle part, but it's fine. I bring it back. We make it work. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, I went down, so this is the first floor. So I was like trying to figure out what to do with like the one side of the house that has the patio on the top. I knew that little square right there on the right was going to be like, I wanted it to be like a pool that connected to the outside, or like it felt really seamless. So I knew that was going to be that area, and then I'm like trying to decide how I want the walls to look for the patio area. And in all of my builds, I just always go in with the little like sub saucer light. I just add that everywhere until I feel good about it. And then here I'm trying to figure out the floor plan, which honestly took me a minute because I was like, I don't know how many rooms I want to have in here. And then it was like, oh, am I gonna have everyone live in here? Then what am I gonna do with that other side? Am I gonna have it like the parents downstairs? What do I want? I knew that I was gonna have I knew that I needed to somehow connect the main part of the house to where the pool area was, like the indoor pool area. And so then I was like, I don't know where I want this. How many bathrooms do I want? Because I'm also like I like for all of my Sims to have their own bathrooms. I don't know why. That's just like my choice. And so you can see it kind of like started. I was gonna have like that room have a in-suite bathroom. Eventually it does not become that. And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna have like a little bathroom here, and then I could put in the what is it called? The living room. But I was like, I don't know what I want to do, so I started moving on to like doors. Like I said, I just move on to the next thing. Once I get frustrated by something, I move on to like something else. And so I'm like, let me add the doors, let me start adding like paint and stuff to how I want it to look. For whatever reason, I don't think I meant to extend this. I did do it and I kept it, but I didn't mean to extend it, the patio that little bit, but I did. Still trying to figure out where I was gonna put the living room. You may be asking yourself, why is she doing this in the dark? Here's a little save because I realized I was like doing this for 3 hours and I hadn't saved. And the answer is, I don't know why I didn't put in lights or anything like that until just now and why I was working in the dark, but like it's fine, it's whatever. And then I'm adding, and then I'm like, okay, it doesn't work there. I really don't like the thought of putting the living room that way. So I'm like, okay, let me get rid of where this is, and I'm gonna decide to put the living room in that corner because I'm like, it's a cute corner. And then I kind of figured that I was going to put the kitchen in that back corner near the stairs that go down to the pool. And so you can see here, I'm like, this is where the living room is, and I start adding furniture. I was trying to keep it like very cozy. As I was like finding things, I was putting them in different rooms because I know that I'll forget. So you'll see me like sometimes like I'm furnishing the living room, but I started putting stuff outdoors. It's because I saw a chair that I wanted out there. As for the color scheme of this house, I had really no idea where I was going with it. I knew I was trying to use a lot of the fairy pack. I wanted it to feel like really light and airy and naturey. So there is like a lot of like whites, creams, kind of like neutral tones taken. Listen, I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl, and I just fly by the seat of my pants. And as much as I love that counter, I hate that I don't have the matching, or maybe I do and I just didn't find it. I could not find like the matching, what is it called, like upper cupboards. And so if you're like, those are two different ones, yes, they are two different ones. And yes, it does annoy me. So I knew that I was going to add a what is it called? An island. And I really wanted to make this like a marble, like CC one that I have work out. And I just could not get it to connect. I was just getting frustrated because I was like, this is not working. And you see me, I tried like multiple times to like get it to work. It really didn't. I moved on to like a different one that I think right here because I was like, this is not going to work. And then I hated it, accidentally deleted the floor, which is like my worst fear. And I was like, I need something in the middle because it's too much space. It's like too awkward of a space. And like this also could have been me like choosing a better shape than just a rectangle, but like whatever. You saw I got frustrated with the island, so I moved on to the table for the main like dining area, which I knew was gonna go in this corner, but I was like, this is also like a little weird. Like it's like I really don't like it there. Like how can I add something so it like looks filled in? Because I am a maximalist at heart. I am not a minimalist. I really wanted to use the fairy bar because I thought it was very cute, and I was like trying to make it work, and it just all felt a little too awkward for me. And so as I'm trying to make it work, I'm like trying different configurations. I think I really liked that one, like whatever that backdrop is, and so I decided it's gonna go outside and I'm gonna move it out there just because it fits better. And then I ended up going with like, I don't know, I think it was like from the country horse pack, just like a little bar area, and I start adding windows in everywhere because I accidentally deleted some that were already there. But then I was like, let me just go in everywhere with windows now. And yes, my houses all look crazy with the amount of windows that I put in there, but I don't care because this is the Sims. So here I am, just rearranging. I also don't know what the Sims like. Hopefully now that it's patched up, I think like currently when I'm recording this voiceover, I think they had the November patch update, and I'm hoping it fixed like whatever bug it was, because even with move objects, it would not let me align things that would usually let you align easily. Like it just was like, no, there's no space, and I'm like, bro, there's so much space for it. Like I'm looking at it and it just was not aligning, and so I struggled a lot with this too. Then I moved on to figuring out kids' rooms, and so I know for the lore that I want to have in here that they are gonna have a mix of both fairy and mermaid children, and so I was kind of giving them themed rooms like that. I downloaded this like CC wallpaper of like what looked like a beach, and I just thought it like kind of fit, and I used that in there. Made that a shared bathroom for that side of the house. Started adding wallpaper everywhere. I used that plain like bark looking wallpaper for like the majority of the house. I just went white. And then I had this like really pretty mermaid shell wallpaper, so I used that for a room over there. And then they are getting, well, I am gonna put a couple kids in that room because it's so big, but they're gonna get their own bathroom. And so that's what they have there. And then if you're like, what is that little room off to the side? Eventually it will become a little powder room with just like a toilet. And then I kind of start figuring out where I'm going to put the parents, because by that time I kind of figured out that I was going to have them be in what I kind of refer to as the glass house, because I'm like, they don't care, they're fairies or mermaids and they're down to clown. And so I only add like, I think it's like a tall half wall, because I still don't want it to connect all the way. I want it to feel like very open and like no walls. And so, but I do need walls to put like the bathroom and stuff. So that's what starts to go around there. So after deciding to add some columns, and then move back down to this lagoon, I'm at it again, guys. I'm trying to make it deep. I'm trying to make it work. I'm trying to make it more like beach-like, if like there's like an incline. I have seen some simmers do, and I respect the hell out of anyone who can use the terrain tools and use them well. Like when I see like the builds of like they've got lagoons and their house is on a hill, and I'm like, wow, like my houses look like crap. Like, we're not gonna forget about my little Baskerville house that looks atrocious, which maybe I should go back and like fix one day. And maybe I will. Maybe I'll just remove the mountain part all around it. But like this, it just kept like getting worse. Like, I don't know how. Like, I kept getting more frustrated. You think it would get better? It just kept getting worse, guys, as you were about to see. Until eventually, I have to give up on it. So after messing with it, I try to get her to go in, and I realize this girl can't even swim in it. All of that work, I should have tested this like way before. All of that work, trash. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna just delete it, right? I'm like, I'm gonna start from scratch, and it's like, okay, it's fine. Luckily, I had like outlined the perimeter, like, why can't I say this? Perimeter of the lagoon with like sand, because I knew that's how I wanted it to look, and I was like, boom, that's my outline. I put in a giant pool, and then I was like, I'm just gonna make this pool work. And so finally you see me like, I start like re-adding stuff that kind of got deleted, and in here I'm like adding my cheats because I had like I said, guys, I had worked on this for like days, like literally probably more than like 6 hours just on the lagoon itself. And I wanted to go into debug because I knew that the island living and what is it, the jungle one had stuff that I wanted, and I'm like kind of frustrated. I need to look at it and delete it and re-download it. This is why I hate patches for my better builder buy, because when it works, it's amazing, guys. Yes, it organizes the debug. It makes things so much easier to find, and I love it, which is why I have it. And then when it's not, like right now, currently, it sucks. And so I was not finding everything that I needed, but you can just see me here as I'm finding things in the debug. I'm like adding them where I want it. So I'm just like, whether or not it's going in a room, I really wanted to add coral because I've seen people do it inside of the pool, was not able to. So that was kind of an L. Like I said, don't know what the issue is, and hopefully it's patched up where like things that should be able to fit, but it is what it is. I made it work to the best of my ability, and I'm just like plugging in. I'm like maximalism to the max. That's not really good. That's not good words, but like whatever. I'm like adding whatever looks cool. Coral, which I realize like should be inside, but I think it looks cool outside, and so I'm just like plugging away, tra-la-la-la-la-ing. So after adding a whole bunch of stuff outside, I decide I'm gonna go inside and start decorating, right? I'm like, I don't know what to do with this wall. I'm just gonna add a whole bunch of books, right? And then I'm like, let me add stuff to this baby nursery. I had downloaded some like a mermaid nursery stuff, like as you saw in my Curse Forge walkthrough. I had downloaded that stuff, and so I wanted to put that to use. I knew that I was going to use that downstairs space down below as a playroom of some sort. It doesn't really get filled until like the very end though. I'm like really like as I'm seeing it, I'm adding it to whatever room it needs to go into, because I had decided they are gonna have like a fairy room, which is why I use pretty much the fairy pack, and I'm adding everything you need for like the child cycle because I hate playing with children. I don't know why. I like babies and I like it for like 2.5 seconds, and then I'm like, like I'm done. Like I need them to be self-sufficient. Like I can't do this anymore. But I add what I need to from the fairy pack in, I call it the fairy room because this is going to be the firstborn, kind of the chosen child, because as we know, this lady is obsessed with fairies. And then we have the mermaid baby, which is going to go in the other room. And then I'm like adding lights all over here because I really like them. They're really cute. I'm just like, how can I spruce it up? And then this is the mermaid child room. Again, just adding whatever I need to in here of all life stages, just because I can't be bothered with it at all. That sounds bad, but in this big room, I decided they're gonna have multiple children, and I just like that because that's how you get things done when you have just multiple kids at once. And I really wanted to use this really cute bunk bed, but I was like not finding the bed that fits underneath, and so then I got mad and I was like, I'm gonna have to find a different bunk bed or like use different beds, whatever. They're gonna have 2 kids. I haven't decided what kind of creature they're gonna be, but like they'll be there, the 2 of them. Haven't decided any of that. And then I moved on to the parents' room briefly. Went back to the baby's room. It's just a lot of back and forth, honestly, of decorating. So after decorating the kids' room a whole bunch, I come back after a brief break in my time building this. I come back to start filling in the pool room. Like I said, I wanted it to feel like very seamless with the outside, and so I just start filling it in with Well, obviously I started adding stairs and stuff to make it kind of functional. And then I just really wanted it to feel like very much seamless with the outside, so I started adding a whole bunch of greenery. I needed to add the door. I was trying to figure out how I wanted the door because she needs to be able to get to her dungeon. And then I wanted a little city area too, just because, again, like, it has to look like semi-normal for like her husband not to figure it out. But then I start adding plants galore, which of course it lets me add the plants underneath the staircase, but nothing else, which is like whatever. That's just my beef with The Sims. But I just start going in, adding a whole bunch of greenery. Finally, after adding what seems like a cajillion plants, and honestly I probably have like over 100, maybe even more than that. You could tell me 200 and I would believe you for how many plants are in here. We finally moved downstairs. And this is going to be the dungeon area. And as you can see, I do what I always do, which is put in lights everywhere. Because I need to see. And I do change like the saucer lights, but they honestly just work the best and I like barely see them. Then I'm like, I am not building out a laboratory or anything like that. So I go to the gallery. Shout out to everyone who uploads stuff to the gallery. I appreciate you because you make my life a lot easier, in which I just go searching for what I wanted, which I wanted a little jail cell. This looks good. I like that it has the lip, so I keep that, and then I go look for a laboratory because I want it to very much seem like this lady is performing science experiments. But I guess I do that after I get like an actual jail cell, because I wanted to have 2 living quarters because there will be some fairies living here. And so I think that's the second one. Yeah, I had 2 different ones. And you'll see I kind of change it up a little bit of like how they look. But that's the jail cells. And I'm just kind of moving things around. I'm like, this is too much space. I didn't need as much as I thought I did. And so I made it a little bit smaller. Looking for, oh, that was too big. Looking for a smaller like laboratory space. And honestly, I could have done this like before I did all of like the landscaping, but it's fine. It's fine. So I just like pop that in, literally, like doop doop doop, pop pop pop. And so once I pop that in, I start like organizing it to make it like how I want it. Just because, as you can see, like it's not like the best once I put it in, and that's okay. I am fixing it. I accidentally mess up the pool a couple of times, and then I'm like just starting to move stuff so it flows a little bit better. I think I end up doing a whole different one. Yeah, I changed it up entirely. And I had already added stuff that I knew that I wanted to have like on the walls and on things, and so here we go. I added in. I'm like, this looks a lot better. And I just start fixing it, guys, and I make it look like an evil genius laboratory. Let me tell you, them doors give me so much trouble. I don't understand why. And so, like I said, she's going to be performing experiments, and I think I'm going to have her literally lose her mind because she ends up having, like, a couple of mermaid children back to back. And then she starts experimenting because she really wants a fairy child. And so I think that I'm going to have, like, that kid live down here. I don't know yet, or maybe she's just gonna kidnap a fairy baby. I have literally not decided whatsoever. But I'm like, I do need to give them a little bit of room so they can have a baby. So I put in a little kitchenette. They get like a fully functioning, what is it called? Bathroom and everything as well. Just because I want them to be able to, like, I want it to be very much, this was planned of like, she's really gonna keep us down here to live here, and like that's what we have to deal with. And so you can see me as I'm like starting to fix how it looks. I add like the stages you need for the crib and for the thing, and then the other side is just gonna be janky because it is just gonna be like a cell. And then I start adding doorways and stuff like that, or deleting them because I really, like I said, I don't care. Start adding some wallpaper. I didn't really care to make it look that nice, especially in the jail cell, so it all gets the same thing. It is what it is, and oh my god, I hope I go back and I fix and I don't miss that wall completely. If not, I'm really gonna have to check because I cannot think of it at the moment. So after forgetting that I hadn't saved in a long time and praying for the best, I end up saving. I only add like a few more things in here, just fixing stuff that got messed up, and then I go back upstairs and I'm like, let me start decorating the kids' room, the kids' playroom now. I'm like kind of really upset. I need to go find the CC for because there's like some wallpapers that I actually do love, and they're not working right now, and I don't know why CurseForge hasn't picked up like that they're malfunctioning. So I'm gonna have to go get that myself to fix. I just wanted it to like be like an area for like all of the family to come down, so like that's why I add like the couch area. And then I decided to just start changing my mind. I go back upstairs, working on the grill area, adding like an outdoor patio set because there absolutely needs to be one because it would not make sense. Then I start finishing up the parents' room, adding some columns that I have forgotten, fixing the roof. I don't even know if I had a roof to begin with. But I start fixing up the bathroom again. I really wanted to use that bathtub. It is kind of like the whole centerpiece of the bathroom. I really love it. Start adding some different mirrors, trying to make it work. Just going back and forth between the bathroom and the bedroom. I will let you know that I had actually worked on this like not on video. I have forgot to record, and I lost that footage anyway, so I had to redo it. So like it kind of worked out either way, but it was kind of an L for me. And then I don't know what I'm doing here. I think I'm just literally like looking around, messing with stuff again because I forgot where I was at after taking a break. Because that's how it goes sometimes. And then I think I'm like looking at this and I'm like, hey, I need to get some lights and some windows in here. So I think, or no, I decide I haven't done those yet. I'm going to go add a bunch of artwork. And so I start adding a whole bunch of artwork here, and I think throughout the house, this is just where I go start adding it everywhere. And you see, that's like one of the fun things about playthroughs is like, even though I'm the one who did this, like I made this build, I don't remember what I did. I'm like looking at this and I'm like, okay, finally, like I start adding windows after adding a whole bunch of artwork. Why I went in that order, I don't know, but like that's the order I went, like, but that's okay. Like, that's what makes it fun. You know, you can't tell me you were expecting that this is what I was going to do next. So I'm keeping everyone on their toes. So right now I'm at a place where I just called, well, I do it for every build. I just call it like my random bits and bobs phase of like, I just start adding things. Like I said, I am a maximalist, so I'm literally just going through literally the whole I'm just going through the whole what's available. I don't know why I can't remember what this list is called. I'm going through everything what's available and I'm just adding in places. Like I see something, oh, it goes down here in the basement. Great. Oh, this next thing that's gonna go upstairs, start adding it, and that's what this whole next section is. And as I'm like looking at my footage here recording this, I realized that I didn't even do a full walkthrough of like the final result, and so that will be coming here shortly. So as we come to the end of building this house, I just want to say, number one, if in this walkthrough you see me go into build mode to add wallpaper, no you didn't. And number two, if you were expecting something great and for a great walkthrough, you were in the wrong place. I need to learn how the other simmers do it that make it look like a movie and so seamless, because I do not have those skills, but I tried the best that I could. But I would love to hear your guys' comments about how you think the build looks overall. Like, please be nice. Like, I don't do this for a living. But let me know what you think, if I should add anything else to the laboratory or to the house or anything like that. But thanks for sticking around. thank you for joining me on today's adventures, my creatures of the night. We'll pick up next week where we will jump right into episode 3. Please let me know what you thought of today's video and of the house, and if you have any comments or suggestions on how I can improve, please let me know down below, and don't forget to hit that like button.